Hey everyone, it's Sunday, so I'm starting off another week of a book vlog. And I just finished up a book, and the book I finished was The Boy from the Woods by Harlan Coben. I think this is my first Harlan Coben novel that I've read, and I hear a lot of good things about him. I'm really into mystery thrillers, so that's why I picked it up. It kind of fell short for me. It was like a 3-star more than anything else. Basically, it's about a man who was once a boy that was found in the wild, so they nicknamed him Wild, and they didn't know much about him to begin with and where he came from. And how he helped them investigate the disappearance of 2 teenage kids. There was a lot going on in this story, politically, and with Wild's background, and with the teenage kids, and how their family was connected into politics, and it just really wasn't my kind of thriller. It was more, for me, it just wasn't entertaining as much. The beginning started out real strong. I really liked the character Wild. I liked how he was described, but I was wanting to know more about him too, and it kind of felt like we were going to get more about him, but that was always left off as like an unresolved thing, which I understand. I mean, that is realistic in life to not always know everything, but he was the character I was most interested in. And then I really liked his friend's mother, and I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but Hester was a really interesting character. She was really sassy, and I enjoyed her, and I enjoyed her character development. She was probably the most interesting character in the book, in my opinion. But other than that, I just really wasn't that involved in the mystery. It just kind of felt like I was following the motions, and I didn't really have too many emotions. There was a lot of things going on, and it did kind of have some mirror images to political figures that we are seeing here in 2020, 2019, and a lot of the same issues that we are facing as well, with like the Me Too movement and racism in the justice system. So it did make some really interesting comments on that. It just, for me, it just wasn't an interesting read. So it was like a 3. It was okay, but it wasn't like the best one I've ever read. So I'm still interested in checking out more of his work. But yeah, if you have a Harlan Coben novel that you really enjoyed, please do recommend it to me. I'm still interested because I think he is a talented writer. I just really wasn't into the story. It was like a okay story for me. But I'm going to continue this work week, and hopefully I get more stories read, and I'll be able to include it in this vlog. I'm also going to be working on a reaction vlog to Midnight Sun, so check out that. Hey everyone, just checking in. It is Friday, and I finally finished The Chemist. I was listening to that on Audible. If you're unfamiliar with The Chemist, it is a Stephanie Meyer novel, and it's about a woman who is a interrogator of sorts, but she is also known as the chemist, or the oleander, whose specialty is using chemical compounds, medicines that she creates to help her interrogate. So basically it can cause someone's heart to race, it can cause death, they can cause all kinds of things. So she's known for this, and she gets an assignment one day after years of running from her organization because they decided to turn on her randomly one day, and they said they were going to work it out with her and give her a special assignment. And this special assignment was a man who supposedly was ready to release a deadly virus onto the world. So they needed her specialty and her expertise in questioning him where this deadly virus was. So she does that, and the story really takes off from there. It's got action, adventure, it's a thriller for sure. It's really enjoyable. It's an easy read. It was a 5-star for me because I really enjoyed myself the entire time I was reading it. I was excited to get back to it anytime I stopped. It definitely has some romance and comedic moments, some really great characters in it as well, so I highly recommend it. Also, I'm working on reading Midnight Sun. I'm about halfway through, and I'm doing a reaction vlog to that. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to keep reading and update this vlog for you. Pick up a couple shorter books to read to add on to this vlog later. Hey everyone. So I wanted to go ahead and check in. It is Monday. I meant to record this on Saturday or Sunday this weekend when I finished these 2 books, but I just ran out of time with everything going on with work and my chores to do at home. So I'm updating you now. Like I said, it's Monday. The first book that I finished, I believe it was on Friday. I was reading this alongside of the Midnight Sun book, was A Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. I hope I'm saying her name right. It says it's a play based on her memoir, and I got it on Audible for free, and I'm really glad I listened to it. I listened to it in one setting, and basically it was a short play going over a woman's grief. She loses her husband, and she is in the process of losing someone else that's very close to her, and she ends up losing her. And it's just a tragic story. It feels tragic, but it's like when you lose someone, she verbalizes everything that your mind goes through, like about the unacceptance of it all and the unbelieving of sorry guys, for the inability to believe that this person is no longer in your present anymore. And the way she describes loss is one of the most relatable things that I've ever read about dealing with grief. And it was hard to listen to because it is a heart-wrenching story. But then again, if you don't understand how a person's mind works after loss, this is something that could open your mind and could give you more of an insight about what it is to go through loss. And I highly recommend it. I rated it 5 stars. I thought it was fantastic. Magical thinking is a accurate way to describe it, because the way you think after loss is like, well, if I do this, this might happen for me, and I might have that extra chance. And if I believe this, if I go through all these motions and I believe this, then this will happen. It's a bargaining sort of piece. And I just thought it was a fantastic title for it. Okay. Then I read, or I listened to, the Audible original, Stuck. And Stuck is written by Chris Grabenstein. I hope I said his name right. It was described as a mix between Groundhog Day and Peter Pan, and I see it. I can get behind those comparisons. Basically, it's about an 11-year-old boy who stays 11 for quite a while because he decides that he doesn't want to continue on because of a bully that he's going to have to deal with in middle school. And he continues the same path over and over and over again each year, and he continues to grow, and eventually he realizes that it's not all it's cracked up to be. So, you know, the whole be careful what you wish for kind of a thing. I thought it was a pretty interesting story. I love different retellings on Groundhog's Day. I always find them entertaining. I thought it was a very well told story. I think I gave it 3.5 or 4 stars on my Goodreads. The characters were likable. The story was enjoyable. I think I listened to it in one sitting as well. And I think that was a great way to wrap up my week. I think I read 4 books all this last week. And since it's Monday, I'm starting a new week. So yeah, I'm still continuing to read Midnight Sun. So if you guys have read any of these stories, let me know what you thought about them. Or if you're interested in reading any of these stories, let me know if you do end up reading them. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.